5, 4, 3, 2.
Tier 1 performance.
Welcome back to the In and Out Talks podcast, guys, powered by Tier 1 Performance. Mitch Matulia here. Your guest today is going to be Courtney Tyler. Courtney, welcome to the show, my friend.
Appreciate it, my guy.
Thank you for taking your time, man.
Appreciate it.
So we got a lot to discuss today, but first and foremost, man, if you just want to let our audience know where you're from and where you grew up.
Okay. So, Mitch just said it, but I got on the A's hat. I'm not from Oakland, but I was born in Oakland. I was raised in Richmond, California. From there, so I stayed till I was about 18, went to college, went to a black college in New Orleans, Dillard University, and that's kind of grew up in California, but kind of hadn't spent my adult life in the South.
That's awesome, man. And so growing up in California, when were you, how many sports did you play growing up? And when did you get introduced to track and field specifically?
Good question. And this will probably be the most in-depth I ever kind of really explained. Unless people also know me. But sports was so I started playing, really growing up, I got a twin brother, obviously, so we playing everything. Everybody gets you balls and everything. So really, just me and him in the backyard, playing around, doing stuff all the time. Playground at school, and then eventually, probably 8 or 9, my mom decided to put me into your Pop Warner and your rec ball, depending on where you live at, what they call it. So I played for the Richmond Steelers.
Let's go.
And and that's kind of, but I wasn't really in this. I was into watching sports. I was in the sports, but I hadn't really played that much organized in sports until about, like I said, 8 or 9.
Right.
Really more 9 or 10. 10 9 or 10. But up until then, it was just mostly, like I said, me and my brother kind of playing around. So I started off playing football, and then from there it was kind of on and off with football until high school.
Yeah.
And then I played basketball in the 8th grade, organized basketball in the 8th grade, outside of just playing around in the 8th grade. And then high school got to just football for the most part. I did a little bit of track practice in high school, but not really no real meet. So I didn't really, outside of football, I would go practice with the track team and stuff, but not really no real meets. I didn't get introduced to track till, to answer your question, college. Wow. Because there was no football team in my college. So my sports background and history is a little up and down for the most part. So yeah, that's pretty much.
That's awesome, man. So you were just a raw athlete growing up. Didn't really have too many years of organized sports per se. Kind of getting started into it, but you kind of did you excel right away, or was it did you ease your way into it?
No, and I wouldn't even say raw athlete. I would say mostly just I grew up, like I said, I always liked sports.
Yeah.
My dad was a real good athlete, but I didn't grow up around my dad. A real good athlete, so I always knew it was kind of in me, but I never could really bring it out for the most part. And I was mostly short until my high school, so I was really short until high school. And then when I got to high school, I'm gravitating a little bit toward more sports. But any sport I played, I had to work. So even football in high school, I had to work hard, and I was good, but we had a real good team. So kind of being in and out of sports and I didn't get a chance to really do the excelling that I really wanted to. So yeah, I was always kind of athletic, but being in and out of sports and organized, I didn't really get to. That's the reason. So I was okay, and now I finally got to college. Yeah. I know I could do this. I know I'm good, but I got injured my senior year in football, so I really couldn't do anything for 7 weeks. I had a sports hernia, so I couldn't do anything, move or do anything. So I went to college, and my school didn't have a football team because I went on an academic scholarship. I just decided to walk on to the track team.
Wow.
So that's kind of...
And obviously you're a very fit, active person now. Did you always follow a strict regimen as far as workouts go? And did you eat clean growing up? How was that?
We didn't eat bad, but we didn't really necessarily eat clean. Mm-hmm. We definitely didn't certain things I never really drank soda that much growing up. Not a whole lot of fast food, but we would every now and then. But not really clean or nothing. I didn't really know what clean too much was. My family would like make a salad for me every night, but like I just was like everybody just thought, fruits and vegetables is the best, but like I don't really know why. I don't really, but I did have that somewhat of understanding, but that's probably a little bit more how I got into health and fitness a little bit. Once I got to like high school and started like reading and understanding a little bit more, understanding what like, it went a little deeper for me, understanding like food deserts and understanding like access to things and access to good foods and access to like healthy ways of living. I just kind of felt like if I could push for everything healthy, I would make smart decisions. I'd be in a better like place, but not like physical place, just better place. So that's kind of how it started for me. And then I really sought out all information and learned it all. But no, never really high school, never really upbringing too much. It was more so in the middle of college, as I'm studying health and as I'm running track, I kind of just, because even in track, college, Domino's and Chinese food was my diet. We just ran all day.
Yeah.
And then
You're
maybe
burn it
my
off.
junior and senior year, and then I started getting it.
And so you got your academic scholarship to Dillard University.
Yeah.
And entering college, what was like the biggest, like what was the hardest thing about like becoming a student athlete? Was it like balancing out your work, social life, school, and sport? Or did you kind of ease into it pretty easily?
Oh, hell no. It was different for me, and it was so hard because, like I said, I've always been athletic, but like playing organized sports, you need that experience and you need the years behind you just so you can keep just adding to your toolbox every year. So
Right.
I've always been like trying to build up, trying to be the underdog. So my freshman year, I walked on. 2 of us walked on. 1 of us got cut. I didn't get cut. So I had to just, shit was hard. Track's the hardest sport to train for, especially if you don't already know what you're doing. Hardest sport to train for. It ain't the hardest sport, but it's the hardest to me to train for.
And what events were you in?
I did the 400 and the javelin. So coming on, I started off with my first year. My coach wanted me to run the 400 because he felt I had to build everything. I wasn't just a natural just sprinter, but I had heart and I could run the 400 at a okay time. And then towards my end of my freshman year, we had a small team, and then so he kind of got to the point of like he didn't really have the time to really focus on really trying to coach me up to get the 400 enough to really be super competitive on our team. And we had some horses on my team. So he handed me the javelin and he kind of gravitated towards me. Don't ask me how. I never really threw a javelin. I'm not a pitcher. Nothing that gravitated towards me. So from that point on, I pretty much just threw the javelin mostly, and every now and then I would do some kind of sprint events, but nothing too like I wasn't the top sprinter on our team, but I could run any race for a nice time. Maybe not competitively against the top schools, so we competed against D1 schools, but I know all the races for the most part. But yeah, 400 was the one that I practiced for the most. Obviously, you practice the 2 when you do the 4 too, but never like a 100. Never like a 100. Still to this day, 100.
That's wild, dude. You just jumped right into it. Like you're 400 javelin after never running the 400 or doing javelin your whole life.
No, I didn't do nothing my whole life. I didn't even know what field defense really was in high school. I knew jumping, but like, yeah, I didn't know what. California a little different when we talk about sports and like athleticism. Like, your athletic department probably prioritizing basketball and like football. So like your programs, they not like probably as built up as it is in the South. So yeah, we had a track team, and I would go to track practice, like I said, in the off season. And even I didn't went to some meets, but for some reason I don't think about it. But I don't know why I never actually. I don't even know if I was officially even on the track team in high school. But like I would go to practice, running the track, and we would do.
But honestly, they would do that a lot with the football players here in Texas.
Yeah,
It's like, hey, if you're not playing another sport, you got to do track and field.
Yeah.
Even if you're not going to meets.
So, that was introduction. That was fun though. Now I think back about it, I actually ain't thought about that in a minute.
Illegally on the team.
Yeah, really.
That's awesome, man. And so, Did your training pick up once you got to college? Like, what did that look like in the weight room and off the track?
Good question. That's how I got into health and fitness, because I had to be in the gym all the time because I was behind everybody. I'm like, damn, like I know I'm fast because like I'm played wide receiver in high school. Like I know I'm fast, but like, damn, like they out here. Like there was a different type of, because my coach always said, well, you run like a football player. You run like a, and I said, well, teach me how to run like a track runner. Teach me how to run like a track runner. And, you know, obviously I got it a little bit as time went on, and definitely better and better. But to answer your question, I was in the gym every day. Every day after practice, I would go to the gym, and then that's how I was in the gym all the time. And people were just like, who is these twins just training like this? Like who? We in the South, you know, so nobody really. Why are they training like this? And even my teammates would be like y'all, damn, like y'all work out. So that's when I really turned myself into like a real like athlete. I could hit the numbers I wanted to hit. I could do, I guess, all your basic, you know, performance tests, your 40, your vertical. You know, that's when I really just like was able to do that. But that happened just from me being in the gym all the time and really just being a sponge toward anything sports performance, especially Instagram. I literally can say like I'm the person who literally like, once Instagram really started and you could really control who you follow, like sports performance was just like my whole timeline. So I would follow credible people, and I would, while I'm reading it and learning it, I could see literally how to apply it, because I didn't start interning or do anything until after college. So like instantly during college, I'm like, sports forums just grabbed my attention. And then anything sports forums I'd see, I'd be like, I see how that makes sense. I'm gonna apply it. Yeah. And then I would just literally go from there, and literally became a sponge off it. Now it's kind of like saturated a little bit, and you really got to dig. But back then I could just follow like literally, and I still do it to this day. But that's, so training wise, just finish answering your question. It just happened from mostly being in the gym all the time, just having to work super hard and having to just, I got to do something because everybody else is better than me for the most part.
And was it trial and error, or did you stick to like a certain program that you followed as far as your weight training regimen, or did you just make up your own routines? And did you like look up on YouTube how to like train for a track athlete, for example, or did you just like train to gain muscle, or were you specifically following like fast twitch exercises to do? Sorry, kind of a loaded question.
No, I know, but it's a spectrum, because it kind of evolved into kind of literally kind of what you said initially. As I'm starting off, I'm doing like your normal kind of like sports performance stuff, your box jumps, your bench, your squat, like your normal kind of stuff. And then I just kind of, like I said, as I kept just diving into it more, seeing more things, anything that did apply, I would do. And then initially, honestly, I would just test my athleticism. Anything I seen, I'm like, I could do that. I could
muscle up or something.
I could do a
like
muscle up or something, or a high box jump. I'm like, damn, I could do that. Or I'm close enough. If I really put in the time, I know I could do that. Or single leg this, I could do that. I could do that. Let me try. Then as I started doing even some crazy stuff, just some like little clickbait Instagram stuff, I could do that. And then after a while, I started getting the spectrum of like, okay, well, this kind of go in the spectrum of what I wanted to do. And my coach didn't really push strength and conditioning too much, so I don't know if he understood that much of it, knew it, or just, I don't know really. But we didn't have a weight program. We didn't really have a weight training facility. So we had D3 school, but our competition is D1. So my like sophomore year, they hired like a OG, like one of them coaches like that can't get out the chair. One of them type coaches that like, man. Yeah. But he literally, and it sounds funny, but like to this day, his name was Coach Green. And he came from LSU. And he just gave me like everything, like the whole game, talking about from major lift to supplemental lift to like, to like my 60% of my max, 70% to absolute strength, to power, to 1 rep max, to everything. So, and then I went from like being athletic to like, okay, Now I know I'm strong as hell too.
Right.
I'm benching almost 300. I'm squatting like 400. I'm deadlifting. So he just gave me that and really showed me how to break it down. Versus my other coach didn't really, like I said, we didn't really go to the weight room at all. You got to think of how detrimental that is.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
And so, it sounds like you just grew a huge passion for your training in college, and then post college, like, what was the first thing that you wanted to do? Like, what did you get into afterwards?
So I always knew I wanted to work with athletes, and then initially it was physical therapy because I got hurt my senior year, and I was like, dang, now really I want to be able to help people who got hurt. So it always stemmed from that, and then my major is public health for the concentration in health sciences. So I was in line to go to PT school, and then I double minored in biology and psychology. So the combination of all the sciences always grabbed my attention.
Yeah.
So initially, I wanted to do PT, and then as I get in college, I'm learning about the disciplines and stuff. Even sports psychology started grabbing my attention a little bit. I'm like, okay, I would love to talk to athletes, do it in some type of way like that. And I would say I didn't really realize sports performance was really the one that was grabbing my attention the most. Even
Right.
physical therapy, as I started interning physical therapy clinics, it was too slow. But I was mostly working with old people, and then understanding the business behind that, I kind of faded away. Didn't really like that as much. Sports psychology is like a real niche kind of field.
It is.
So I'm like, I don't really. Of course, it sounds cool, but I don't really know how I'm gonna do that. So as sports performance kept going, I kept just, like I said, diving in deeper to it. And I'm like, damn, I could really do all this shit, all that I see. I could do it. And then probably into college, I started volunteering, / interning with Tulane Athletic Department, and that's where I really seen how it's run and things like that. And that kind of gave me more of an idea. But at that point, I'm still, and I missed a step a little bit. From PT, went to athletic training. I'm like, okay, PT too slow. Okay, we should do athletic training. And I shadowed the athletic trainers at Xavier, Tulane, and Xavier, Tulane, and one of my friends worked at a high school, and I shadowed him for soccer. So learning that side of it, I'm like, okay, I like athletic training. And so, we still close to athletes, we right here, but still was too slow. I'm like, don't nobody really want to see the athletic trainer. Yeah, he cool, but don't nobody really want to. I'm finding myself talking to the freshmen. So he's talking about, I'm trying to be on the field. I'm like, well, how do I can be on the field? You hurt. You got to come in here. Well, my mama said, I'm like, oh, no. I'm looking at all the interns over there going to set up on the basketball court. I shadowed. Once I got to Tulane, it was always basketball. Don't ask me why, but always basketball.
Yeah. Never
football. I guess football always had a lot of interns and volunteers, so it was always basketball. Women's basketball, women's volleyball. And I'm like, I'm trying to be on the court. I'm trying to be out there with them.
Right.
I'm over here stuck in the training room, filling up ice tubs and getting Gatorades and
it's hard to transition into that side of things when you're an athlete. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because most athletic trainers, they weren't athletes.
And that's what I started realizing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like, I like to drink Coca-Colas and sit in the
They're
office.
just cool nerds.
Yeah.
That love sports. That's usually what it is.
And that's exactly what happened. I'm like, well, I used to be sneaking over to go on the court and do the drills. So then that's when I realized, okay, got to pivot again. In my head, I wanted to be able to do both.
Right.
Be this super blown, okay, come to me for your PT, come to me for your performance training, which I guess in theory you still could, but not really. It kind of is out of scope of practice. So once I started realizing, okay, you can't really do that, I kind of full blown ventured over to I want to do sports, or at least the end goal. I want to do performance training. I want to work with athletes. I want to basketball and track.
Yes,
basketball and track, of course, football too, but basketball and track. So, and that's how it all shifted. But because working with the women's basketball team, I started seeing, okay, and even it kind of made me, because usually from that point on, the rest of my friends, you went on to actually intern for the school, and you went on and try and get you a position. But I'm like, shit, if the AD leave or if the head coach gonna leave, I ain't really trying to be moving around and trying to be switching teams and all and do all that. So I never tried to stay for another one. And then I went to a program for the Saints, and they had an athletic training symposium where I got to go and meet all their staff and their performance coaches and things like that. And I just you cool, but you still big too. You don't really do nothing. I don't, this not. And that was all of those things kind of led me to, okay, I want to just do sports more.
Right, and one thing I love about you too is you look the part.
Yeah.
I don't body shame. However, I do hold trainers to a specific standard. Right? It's you need to set the example. You need to practice what you preach, what you do, and I think that helps tremendously in the athletic realm, man. I can't preach that enough.
It definitely does. It definitely does. Which not that the ones that's not is not knowledgeable, but it's for me at least, yeah, I gotta be. You gotta still show me up for the most part.
Oh yeah.
You gotta be let me get on there and let me do. That's how you got to. Let me get on there. And, you might not actually beat me in it, but let me get on there. Okay, you still got a little takeoff. You gotta, because that was probably the clash of why my coach couldn't get me throwing. Let me not say him, because if I could still to today, it was funny. It was him. He was like a character. He a 70-year-old can't walk. Got to carry the seat in the trunk because as soon as we get to the track, get my seat and go set it down there. He got to do this. But when I tell you this, man, to be able to coach somebody without moving is crazy. To be able to coach somebody without moving is crazy.
That takes skill.
So he got him to that point. But I'm just saying that barrier was, I think, because I couldn't watch him do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And being a fitness expert like yourself, when do you recommend that kids start getting into weight training?
I guess now all I could really do is go off of new credible studies and stuff, because I coach some young kids, but I've never done a full-blown, I've never done a weight training program with kids. I done some performance training with some younger kids, and I done coach some 5 and 6 year old basketball, flag football teams. But I don't know. I kind of just, as I got older and training, the age don't really matter, as long as we got a end goal, and as long as the end goal is something sustainable and it's not stopping you from your sport, right. And it's kind of a age appropriate thing, I could say, for the most part.
True.
I don't think, an age appropriate thing, but also each person a little specific, because I done seen some little kids start off a little bit more. I done seen some people take longer. I would say me a little bit more, kind of that coordination, that neuromuscular function, I think is a lot more important younger, because the weights, they gonna be there.
Correct.
Not saying I would never shy away. If somebody want to lift weight, I don't think it's no age or nothing like that. But I think a person should fully understand their body a little bit. I guess if I just had to give an answer, I'd say maybe puberty. After puberty, I feel like you
12, 13, 14.
You kind of
a
little bit understand your body a little bit more. You kind of maybe might not be no knee issues because you're growing a little bit. But I don't really have the exact one on that too much. But I got a 70-year-old client who do stuff, and she.
That's
you
awesome.
seen Susan? She
yeah. She's how old?
She's 70.
Dude.
So it's
I know Susan because she goes to the same physical therapy clinic I go to.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She cool. Shout out Koala Physical Therapy. Yeah, this is
that one's hard because the body's so amazing. It's age ain't really, and then that one is hard, but each one I would say is different.
No doubt. And I think it's never too young to get kids sport specific training, you know what I mean? To gain those motor skills like you were talking about, whether it be martial arts, whether it be football, whether it be basketball, just to gain that footwork.
Yeah,
right?
no, definitely.
And athleticism, because those are the critical ages, I think, through 4 through 7, 4 through 8 to gain those skills. Because I think that's when you start noticing, okay, that kid is way more athletic than the other kids. Or hey, I can tell usually by 5, 6, 7 years old when a baseball player, this kid's going to go to college, maybe pro. You just sometimes tell.
Okay.
I think with baseball, I don't know how it is with track and field and basketball and football. I mean, in your opinion, can you tell at a young age when a kid's got it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it like, but it'd be like the same thing. It'd be like, and it's funny because I always ask people, I'll be asking people this too sometimes, and it'd be like, it kind of be like when you like comparing, like, you'd be like, who really doing it right now in the NFL? And it's like, let's just say wide receiver. Let's not do Tyreek. He kind of in his own separate league. Let's go like a what's Cowboys? What's his name? Who got Michael?
CeeCee Lamb.
CeeCee Lamb. Let's just say him for it.
CeeDee Lamb. Sorry.
CeeDee Lamb. Let's just say him for example.
Boo! I hate the Cowboys.
He as a receiver, he just do everything right to a high level.
Right.
So it's not really like, oh, I just got hands. Oh, I just can run good routes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm just fast. He like, it's everything at a high level. So it just is. I would say the same thing for a little kid. If it's 8th grade and goddamn, you handle the ball. You know how to get to the cup. You know how to shoot off the dribble. You know how to keep your eyes up and see who open on the. You just do it all at a different level than you at. So right. as long as it's like you could see that, I don't think the talent or skill is really what propel it. I think it'd be so much other stuff because you see, you be like, okay, yeah, he got it. You just see him on the court, he kind of something.
But then, of course, there's environmental factors. Of
yeah,
course,
that's what I'm saying. So
discipline
much of that.
factors.
So much of that.
Everything, man.
Because you always go to that court or them little games, and then you gonna see, okay, yeah, or even if it's like one play, you be like, okay, he fast out there on the field.
Right.
I think it'd be taking something as small as that, really, like, oh, okay, he fast. Yeah.
And you know what's crazy to me is like, man, I think it's so important for every kid, every athlete to learn how to run properly with correct form.
Yeah.
Because there's track athletes in college that are learning to run right for the first time in their lives. And so when do you think is like a good time period where they should get with a track coach and like learn proper form?
Track, I would say, go to track as early as you can. Now I got a small, and I ain't got no kids right now, but I guess I'll learn once I get some. But it's a small balance. I'm gonna try and hit both of these real fast, but it's a small balance of doing too much to me. But track is like a lifelong. You're gonna run your whole life. They say the average person 90% of people over 40 don't run ever again. So it'd be like you're supposed to be running your whole life. So it'd be like track. That's as early as you could go because it's gonna translate to every sport. But I didn't see people, especially in my college or like other. I'm sure you did too. Who by the time they got to college, they was just burnt out. Yeah. They was like, damn, I've been doing this since I was 3-4 years old. I can't go to parties. I can't. And then what I wanted to do is travel abroad. I can't travel abroad. I can't go home for Christmas. I can't. Right. So I didn't see people give up their scholarship to be regular kids. Yeah. Because I was like, damn, I've been doing this my whole life. Okay, obviously I know I'm good. I know I'm okay. I'm not going. I could kind of, but I'm not gonna go pro. What I do now? Right. So then they kind of. My parents was pushing me to do it. I done did it for this long. I'm kind of grown. Like, I don't really want to listen to them no more. They stay in it. This is how you get your stuff. So I didn't see people burn out and who was good and just like, I ain't doing this no more. Right. And then just let it stop. So that's a small clash of how much you want to push them to. Because I would say, hey, just make it to just go to graduation. Just stop after that. But hey, you ain't got to be the best no more. You made it this far. Keep going and get that paid for. But that's the only clash I would say. But track, I don't think you could burn out in track if you want to go far in track for him. But if you just putting him in track so he can get athletic, go ahead and do that early. So he gonna blow past everybody in any sport at that point, especially basketball and football.
Well, and that's what Jordan's dad had him do.
Track.
He had him do track, competitive track, like AAU track, and he did not like it.
Who didn't like it?
Jordan did not like it.
Well, that's because that's a high level.
Yeah. Oh, it was high level. I was getting beat by kids that weren't even like my age. They were younger than me.
So that just deteriorate probably your mindset a little bit.
Yeah, that and the workout itself.
But it did help him translate to baseball. He was a base stealer. Yeah. He was one of the fastest guys. Okay. Yeah, so
see?
It translated well, and he had good form. That's the biggest thing.
I'm not gonna say it didn't help, but like at what cost?
No, yeah. So if I was
traumatic practices
introducing a kid to the track, but like don't have them because even track athletes, don't nobody want to do track practices.
That's the thing is like I feel like, with my baseball athletes,
Yeah.
I try to tell them, hey, get with a track coach to just work with you one-on-one, just to critique your form.
Yeah.
And then once you have the form down, just work on it on your own.
Work on it on your own, or just, for me at least, and I can only talk from how I went, like, playing them different sports, because now I feel like kids don't do it as much. It's so much AAU, it's so much, like, get in your sport, that's your sport year-round, so you can get ranked and do all this, but, like, you played other sports, at least for me growing up, whether it was, like, organized or you just always wanted to be active, you just turned into a better athlete. So it was like me, like, okay, well, and I just think the better athlete, depending on how far you want to go, obviously, we know the levels you get up, you need to just be specific at your sport, but, like, that just being an athlete was like, so, like, I would be getting my ass whooped in track practice, and my coach was crazy as hell. And coming from California to running in the hot sun, it's just beaming on you. But I'm like, no, I'm an athlete. Like, this is what I'm gonna do. So I feel like people should track. If you gotta just use that as your motivation, okay, he could do it. Okay, let's compete. Like, he could do it. Let's compete. I would say do that.
So you're a big believer in multi-sport athletes.
Yeah.
Because we are too, man. Like, I preach to these kids. I think a lot of, especially in the baseball realm, kids are sticking to baseball only at such a young age. Mm-hmm. And it's becoming more detrimental because they aren't becoming better athletes.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I played 5 sports a year up until high school.
Yeah, see.
When I got to high school, I kind of just stuck to baseball, football. Yeah. And then, if you want to make it to college or the professional realm, maybe by your sophomore year, stick to one. Yeah. But I'm a big believer in doing as many sports as possible to gain those fine motor skills, because then you're just a great athlete.
And depending on what sport, I don't know too much about baseball training, but depending on your sport, as you keep getting older and older, practice is becoming lighter and lighter these days. Correct. So it'll be like, really, and I talk about it all the time, but basketball players is not athletic to me. They are basketball players, most of them.
Yeah.
You got your jaws, but have them do a single leg contralateral shoulder press or something. They're not really, and that's because most basketball players only play basketball.
That's right, Ethan.
What I always liked was just being able to, like, just compete. I always wanted to compete so I could talk shit. Compete. Whether if you're better than me or not, okay, let's line up. Okay, I see what you did. Next time, let's compete. Let's control the aggression.
Yeah.
So that's what I always was trying to do, which in football, you get that already. But that's what I feel like playing multiple sports does. You really compete.
Yes.
So it's like, even if I'm a football player, okay, it's PE today or something, and we got soccer. Okay, that's what it is. And I feel like when you play that one sport, sometimes you just get in the mode of just, like, playing that one sport. Okay, you a basketball player, let's play. You a basketball player, but it'd be like that real athleticism. You like, nah, y'all going to track today? Y'all going to the field? Y'all going to, Yeah. That's what I think. I like that more.
And I imagine in track and field, playing other sports would help you in field events.
Playing other sports, that's always they always go get the football players for the conference, the shot put, and the basketball players for the high jump. And yeah, no, definitely. You might as well. We're fighting age here. We're fighting age, everybody. Unless you're a freak athlete like LeBron. Unless you got this.
Well, I look at the greatest athletes of all time, like the Bo Jacksons of the world, the Deion Sanders, etc., and it's like, dude, they all play multiple sports.
They all play multiple sports. Yeah, that is a good point. And even LeBron, when you think of him, he would have played multiple sports. Yeah. And yeah, you guys right about that. The best ones, like, they would have been able to do something else.
Oh, they could have gone pro in multiple sports.
Anyone. Even a Kobe or, so Kobe would have been able to do, I don't know. I think Kobe, did he do soccer? He knew another language, but didn't he never? I don't never think he never. That's not it. I don't think he never did soccer, but he knew other languages. But
maybe when he was like in Italy, when he was young, right? Like
but I think he could have. I could have seen him doing a soccer. Yeah. I could have seen him doing a lot of different. But yeah, you're right. I ain't never thought about that like that. The best, even the best at their respective sports.
Yes,
was kind of just like, okay, they're the best athlete too.
Oh, there are multiple scholarships out of high school for different sports.
Yeah. Yeah, I ain't never thought about it like that one. Yeah.
And so our viewers out there today, like, where can they find you training at now? Like, I know you have online clients. I know you have in-person clients.
I'm at Equinox right now. Equinox River Oaks in Houston, Texas.
Very nice.
So there, and then definitely my online clients, definitely private clients. Trying to get some more private clients, and then 2024, I'm trying to transition more. It's probably like one more certification I want, but other than that, I'm always trying to learn, but I don't think I really need one more. But I do want to. I want to transition into more sports performance. So, trying to find out and trying to. I got a plan. I got a blueprint. So it's just trying to execute it this year. So
That's awesome.
That's transitioning to it more because that's training my passion, but working with young athletes, and just pushing people to that. That's my passion even more.
And I've been enjoying the content that you've been coming out with on Instagram. So what's your Instagram account for the viewers out here? We're going to make sure to attach it on here as well.
Tunnel Vision Boss. So regular Tunnel Vision, and then just add Boss on the end.
Very nice, man. Courtney, I really appreciate the time
It's all
today,
good.
man.
It's all
This was
good. I
fun.
felt like I got to let it a little bit out. Tell them a story.
3, 2.